it steals like percentage mana, right? So
Yes.
Even against like a Storm or Leshrac, it's such a weird thing to consider. It's similar to it's almost similar to like the Bounty Hunter track, where it's not a very typical mechanic, but it completely changes who you can draft against Medusa in the lane. Like you said, the spammy heroes that have low mana pools or any mana pools that just use their spells that are relatively like take up a large amount of their mana pool, like your Pudges, like the heroes that you mentioned. Medusa just destroys those. Shadow Fiend, I love this hero. This is an NA special right here.
Well, I mean, we're not in NA here, Jenkins.
I know, but this was the build that we're going to see this gentleman do was invented by Quinn, CC, and C. Callahan. That is the Greaves, Yasha, possibly Yules, BKB build where you just end the game at like 22 minutes. He'll go for it. It's the build to go for. So I think it's pretty good.
I'm almost certain at the stage that when Jenkins actually has a child, he's going to call it Quinn.
You know what? It's either Quinn or Artur at this point. Quinn if it's male, and Artur if it's female. I was going to say something else, but that's too dark.
I mean, it's going to be a baby, so it should just be Artur anyway.
That's true. That's a good one. I should have gone with that. Instead.
I mean, no love for Kurt, though. I mean, come on. What's Curtis done wrong? Got love some owie, dude.
Kurt.
I keep hearing like people call him Kurt. I don't know if he likes being called Kurt. Sorry if you don't, Kurt. It was not very courteous of me.
He doesn't seem like nice one. He doesn't seem like the type of guy to care, but I feel like he probably deep down is like, don't call me Kurt. It's Curtis.
Or Owie.
Kurt's such a douchebag name. I'm sorry if your name's Kurt, but like that's like being named Chip or something.
This is just Jenkins is going to open up his Twitter in 10 minutes and find he's lost like 20 followers all with that name.
Well, if your name's Kurt, I'd prefer if you didn't follow me anyway.
What kind of categorization is there's infamous times in history when people have categorized heroes, like when people thought the Pangolier was an offlane, which throws a spanner in this draft. Like that right now, if you're NaVi, are you looking at this going, wait, is this an SF mid or a Pangolier?
What if it's an SF5? I've seen SF offlane actually. Like unironically, I've seen SF offlane because it's like a Greaves building hero. You can get an Atos Greaves build. It's good for it's not an SF offlane. It's a Doom offlane.
But he could be the 5. No, I like the 5 argument. You know why, Jenkins? I've tried to point this out to people. There's no hero in the game that wants to deny more than Shadow Fiend.
That's true, but with like 40 base damage and no stuns and being a terrible support,
you just sync up, with your core. You're like, okay, let's go for this deny now.
It's actually a Pango offlane, probably Doom support. I just realized. I think Doom 4 is like usually better than a Pango 4, but we will see. It will probably depend on the last pick from NaVi. Which, by the way, let's see. What's left for Carrot? Lycan, possibly. Good against Jug, good against SF. Not great against Doom because you can eat the creep, but... Trolls? No, Troll's not there. Monkey King.
Will it be a Monkey King or a Monk S King, though, is the real question here. Like, you're going to, You're probably going to lane up against the Doom. I'm guessing... That's better than putting him against a Shadow Fiend?
Yeah, for sure. I think SF doesn't really give a damn about Monkey King. You try to run up to him and get the Jenga stacks, he'll triple raise you, kill you, level 3. So you want him against like the Doom Pango. Honestly, even Jug would be fine. It'd be fine against Jug. But if Jug is paired with the right hero, you can kill Monkey King. I don't think Lich or Doom could really provide that kill potential against like a Bane plus Monkey. But we'll see.
I feel like there was an opportunity missed by Uvajenie here. Where was the Grimstroke?
With
the Lich and Doom. You had the classic
with the Lich Doom, yeah. I guess the problem is that is a classic combo. What a broken combo that is. I think Grimstroke, like I'm glad it's fallen off because it's gotten nerfed to the point where it's it was getting picked for a while there and just had an atrocious win rate, something like a 25% win rate across like competitive matches, and in pubs like 42% win rate, third most picked hero. And then you just slowly see it fall off. But what hasn't been nerfed is like the ultimate from Grimstroke. It's still innately, if you can duplicate a really good spell in Dota, it doesn't matter how good Grimstroke is. It matters how good the spell that you're duplicating is. So like naturally, the hero's never going to be like strictly bad.
I think it's a fair way to look at it that he needed to actually die. Like if you're calling something a classic combo on a hero that hasn't been in what has been not even a year now, I don't think he's been in captains.
That's true. That's a good point.
That's when stuff gets a little bit concerned. That's when I'm like, okay, I'm just out. This is worse than gyro meta. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
We got our Axe support. That's a classic 5-roll Axe, Eternal Envy classic.
NA did create that. I remember when I sat there the first time, Kip's casting that, and she was in disbelief. She's like, "You're trolling me." And then we watched the positions get assigned. I was like, Kips, you gotta trust me. Sometimes you just gotta think outside the box.
It's actually legit. I mean, I think Puppy like won a LAN with it afterwards. Soon after Eternal Envy started picking it.
I kind of support what Kip's always said as well. Like she's very big. She's explained to her players for a long time. Like if you're not sure what your opponent's gonna pick, you're not sure how to actually deal with it. Like you just pick strength heroes, right? You just pick these brawlers because if you're very tanky, they can't kill you. It sounds so primitive and basic, but you can actually strip a lot of Dota down to that, especially a few months ago.
Yes, you can. I know a lot of pro players do that too, where they talk about things in like extremely basic terms. Generally just because it's assumed that like you can kind of like I guess like think into the mechanics without having to like talk about them when you're talking about things basically. So there's like no need to overcomplicate things. And then also just because it really isn't that complicated until you get into like the nuances of things. But like I said when we were on the break, when I coach people, a lot of the time I'll tell them like, okay, here's exactly how offlane is won. And it's literally the same flowchart in every game. It's just the better and better you get, the better people will be at stopping you from doing that. So it's the same thing, but you just have to be better at it. So that's why it can be boiled down into simple terms, because it's just assumed if you're a good player, you'll know all the nuances of how to do the very simple things in a complicated way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's a fair point.
Makes sense though. Like.
Right now, wait, what? Snake just got a freebie. Cheshire Cat is so scared of showing on the lane, he didn't even approach the runes.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's pretty common. It's better to get the laning setup correct.
But Monkey King's already walking top.
Yeah, luckily he's just morphed as the courier, so he's got 380 movement speed.
See, this I was fine with. This was very situational. Adding an invulnerability window to it, not so much.
Yeah, that's an interesting change. It seemed like in that patch they were trying to remove a lot of boring stuff with Dota. Like they removed a lot of like mana burn. They removed the Lich boring abilities, and they just added fun ones. So I feel like it was kind of that, where Ice Frog was just like, all right, this ability is kind of boring. Let's make it fun.
It's an experiment as well about trying to move away from XP denial as well. Still have Enigma doing that though. Nice.
Yeah, because you're like behind the tower, so pretty legit. The new Enigma build honestly breaks Dota. Like giving the Ring of Regen to your offlaner and then just farming jungle, and then giving the Ring of Health to your offlaner. What? Why? Why does it work like this?
That might finally be removed. I just got this feeling it's been there so long is the thing, and it's never really been abused to this length.
Yeah, it's too good though to have like a bounty with 7 armor and just 9 natural regen because there's an Enigma denying every single creep, and bounty's getting solo XP while having Vanguard levels of tankiness. It's a little too much.
In his mid lane, and actually this is going pretty well for Pikachu. 5-3 already. And keep in mind, this is an SF. This is a guy that you expect to struggle until he has about level 3, and he's got there looking pretty comfortable.
Yeah, it only gets easier from here on out. If he can pick up a wand, he could maybe use his wand charges to possibly solo kill the Medusa, but if he doesn't, he won't have the mana. But if he triple raises Medusa, she's got such a low HP pool at this point. It'll at least do a lot of damage to her. It's especially using the constant like snake charges, lawn charges you'd be getting.
Get like one mango. If you bring that out, I think you can easily kill. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I've seen a lot of mids at the highest level start to prioritize bringing early mangoes occasionally.
For sure. Just 150 mana for like that one opportunity is definitely worth it, especially against these like mana drain heroes.
Double value, because if you stay at no mana then instantly burn through it, they're never actually replenishing their own, and it just ends up being a negative gain.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good call. That would make mangoes look incredible in this game. Not lane.
Slowing them down here. Going to be chased onto the clap. Does connect. They haven't got Impale for another 5 seconds. Can they get rid of Black Archangel in time? It looks like they should be able to, unless he sidesteps his Impale. And he most definitely will not. Blizzy does have the mango. Clap in 2 seconds. Nice spin coming out. Actually blocks him off. Salve in time as well. Black Archangel will live. And Blizzy, he might not be so lucky. They're going to turn around and kill him instead.
Wow. Jug spin level 2 does so much damage. That's a Panda hard counter in lane. One of the few heroes that can just run at him, spin him down. You don't care about the evasion. You don't care about the clap. Sure, the crit's not super effective.
Oh, Pikachu. He's going to go down here. The rotation for Seneko.
It's so strange to see a Medusa get ganked for, and then it actually works. But I guess when it's an SF, it's a lot easier.
I mean, the argument with SF is if you can actually consistently stay on top of him, he loses the trades.
Yeah.
And Spain definitely enables you to do that. Meanwhile, Lich denies himself to the tier 2. Thinks on in there.
There was a moment there where it looked like that, 15 movement speed nerf to Lich was looking like it was potentially going to result in him getting killed, but Jug with the nice body blocks. I was about to say, like, this is why this hero fell off, but he just didn't die.
He still exists.
He still exists, but he's nowhere near, which was nuts at the start of 7.20.
I mean, all it really done is just reminded us how ridiculous Orc can be. Then Orc was new here. Seneko, that was a little bit too greedy. Pikachu gets himself the kill. And Magical's just kind of questioning what the hell just happened. The Nightmare looked good, but Medusa was nowhere nearby. And while it's happening, Nyx in the bot lane will go down. Blizzy with a clap. Going to chase forward. Wants to crit on the Black Archangel, but is it doing enough? With the Brain Sap counter off Seneko, they should be able to run him down. They need one more touch. Can they find it? Yes, they can. Nope. The tree doesn't block Blizzy, and just in time for the runes.
Dude, that looks like it blocks. That stump in the tree. Come on.
It just didn't. He just casually walked past it. It's like, all right, you blinded me for like a millisecond.
Dude, that like the stump model is clearly like way larger than the hitbox there on that.
But yeah, don't get me. I had recent experiences as Pangolier with this. It is a lot smaller in terms of hitbox than it appears. And
there's so many places on Pango you can get stuck to where it doesn't look like. Speaking of which, stuck in the mid lane is Pikachu.
Oh, he won't be stuck there for long. They'll help him out on his way back to base. 15 seconds and he'll appear in the fountain.
Yeah, he's good. Free trip back to fountain, dude. Hopefully Seneko gives him the souls back too by feeding mid again. Be good stuff.
You can only hope. Although Medusa has double Wraith Band now. While Shadow Fiend does also, who does more damage if you get stuck in kind of a one-on-one straight in the face? Because the only way the SF has the advantage is if he manages to get you to run away.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone that can rotate, actually?
To kill the SF?
No, to help SF kill. I don't think you have anyone that is going to enable a gank.
This is the problem with Pango 4. It's like, what does he do? How does he help the lanes out? He's good when he's 6. Like, don't get me wrong, Rolling Thunder's amazing. But you just get a lucky shot proc off for a 2-second 35% slow.
Yeah, I'd rather see the greed build, right? Where you just hoard all the gold you can and get a javelin.
Yeah, that seems pretty good.
But I don't think we're going to see that. We're going to see him rotating. We're going to try and do something. He's got his boots, he's got his stick. This might be the right move, though. If he connects with bot lane, I mean, with the Lich and the Jug, there's definitely the opportunity to kill him this lane.
For sure. This bot lane is honestly... This is the Jug's wet dream. Panda, Jug counters Panda, Nyx Assassin counters Nyx Assassin as well. Because Carapace does absolutely nothing to the Blade Fury. Usually that's how that hero gets away from people in the off lane. Panda usually gets away by having the evasion. Slow. Jug just destroys these heroes.
Okay, they actually just TP Black Archangel up to defend this. They've almost lost their tier 1 talent in the top lane. Crystallize is getting whatever he wants, and what he wants is a kill on the Doom. Nice kill going on Lich. He's going to gaze in the Stomp as well. Should have been able to get away. Black Archangel will stay alive. They actually TP'd up the Pangolier as well. They can't get a kill on the Crystallize. He still has one more hit for the lifesteal.
See, Lol is up here, but I really do feel like he doesn't add anything up here other than just taking the experience. So they're going to Shrine up here. This is beautiful. You can't even...
Because you're forcing all this attention, and what's the Medusa just doing?
Yeah, she's having a good time. And this hero farms so quickly now, just with how the camps are. The fact that she can pull so many camps together now. Before, there wasn't many camps you could do that with. Just kind of the tri-camp on the dire side.
In the meantime, Chu did go down top, but he actually forced out the kill onto Black Archangel instead. So he actually reduced the value they got. And Crystallize is still just farming to his heart's content. No one's slowing him down. Meanwhile, the mid lane split's going to come out. Looking on to Pikachu. Pikachu's going to go burn up the Brooklings in the end. Stun, not there in time to actually catch on to Plantomos. Will at least catch on to Cheshire Cat. They'll just Cyclone up the Jug so he can't do anything. He did use the Omni Slash. Didn't really find anything out of it. Since the gaze is there, drag through Master Instant up as well. Can he walk this off? He's got the Drunken Brawl to work with. That should be enough to get him out with the stun from Chu, most definitely. And the mistake. Look at the damage. Balance Strike as well. They can't find a kill, but they definitely trade effectively.
That was an amazing stun from Chu. Even hit the Lich in the back lines. Three-man stun. You don't usually see a Ravage like that at 9 minutes into the game on a Nyx Assassin, but he's been on point. I think we even saw him earlier today. Maybe it was the last game or the one before that, where he was hitting these just nuts stuns on Nyx.
Definitely make an argument for this being a signature hero for him. A man that most people remember, I'd say, for his Shaman more than anything else these days. He's finding a little bit... He's basically going, guys, I'm not a one man here. I can do more than just the Shaman. A hero that has been kind of creeping back into the meta. I feel like it's struggled to find a reliable place unless you see a clear counter, right?
Nyx Assassin or Shaman?
Nyx. So, like, for example, if you're up against the Weaver, it's like straight away in your mind, Nyx. Let's get
it. Ember too. I think honestly, with the change to his talent tree, 90 gold per minute instead of 60, makes him a lot better of a hero. Like offlane or what's it called? Support. Both are good. Because he really likes to build like the pseudo damage utility items like Meteor Hammer, Vlad's. Like, he's perfectly fine building those. And naturally, as like Midas and other gold sources get nerfed, any hero that has a GPM talent is going to be better. I think Nyx is probably a bit underrated right now. Like we might see him be overpowered in like 1 to 2 patches.
I think we'll see a shift back to him more and more. I feel like the same might happen with Ogre, just because there's kind of a pattern between those two that a lot of people bounce back and forth between remembering, which is the regen factor, right? Like those two have some of the highest regen numbers for health at the start of the game.
Right, they're like, just due to their stats alone, they're really hard to lane against in like any capacity. Unless you have some hero that does trades that's not just like right clicks or spells. Like, you know, an Ursa would do fine against Ogre, Nyx, for example. At least in terms of trading.
True.
Monkey King.
He just spotted out that ward placement. Being a Snoopy Nyx. Might actually try for this kill.
It's a hard kill though, solo.
He missed it. Crystallize was trying to get across, going to move in now. The Balance Strike comes out. Will slow down the Lich and should enable the kill. Good value as well. I think Chu saw both of those wards being placed.
I think so.
I mean, he definitely saw this one. It's just a question of whether he caught this one in time.
If they can get the double D ward on that, that's so important because these other wards are about to wear out. And there are no more wards available for UVJ. So they're not dewarding. At the very least, they know they're there. They're going to possibly play around them in the bot lane. Pangolier forced to use the ulti.
Just to move away. He was scared of the Monkey King. And actually, you're going to be very happy as Crystallize because once you actually hit that 6, you instantly want to try and make that rotation as a Pangolier. Especially this support Pango that we mentioned earlier hasn't really had any relevance.
Yeah, that ulti. That's the one way you can be relevant, really. It's huge teamfight ultimate. It's like running a support Tide and getting Ravage. Just you're kind of useless. Well, I mean, Tide's more useful than Pango, I think. depending on the game. But if you're useless on Tide, you get Ravaged, like a whole different hero. Completely different hero. It's the same thing, except I would honestly argue that Rolling Thunder has more like skill potential in it than the Ravage. Like, if you're good enough with the Rolling Thunder, you can make it even more devastating than a Ravage.
It's true, and also like the function's very different, right? Because you, whilst not the biggest cooldown, you expect to be using it regularly to find pick off. Whereas a Tide, he's going to sit there and go, okay, we just hold on to this Ravage for a very specific kill. Or
true, it's like a
threat team fight.
Threat thing. Yeah, got you. Yeah.
Insurance policies, I like to call them.
Yep, makes sense. It's arguably better to play it that way usually, in most cases, than to use it. But they do have it up for this bot lane now if they do want to fight this. Shu is in position, crystallizes in the trees. This is a bit of a bait, although the Dire doesn't really have much of a reason to be down here other than defending this tower, and Radiant should know that, so it's just Doom that's going to show here.
They can kill him. Oh,
he cuts the tree.
He gets the right tree. He didn't mean to, though. He instantly walks away. Cheshire Cat.
How did he... Vacban.
That's...
VAC.
What? But I think we need to rename Doom to Oracle, because this guy clearly sees things that we don't.
I think he was just casually just quelling trees.
That's what I'm thinking. He was just
one tree.
Like efficiently cutting a path, right? Because you saw what happened. He cut the tree, then instantly turned around and walked away.
Oh, shit. Oh, the level 9 Monkey King sitting on the tree.
That was on the same level as walking into a jungle and hearing the techies mine noise.
Yeah.
You're like, I didn't mean to be here, guys. I'll just head back to where I came from.
Probably shit his pants, honestly.
Oh, look what they found. Black Arc Sage. Oh, he's dead on the high ground this rate. He needs some protection, but the Fiend Script even thrown out for Seneko to ensure the kill. Might punish this, though.
If you're not using the Fiend Script, you may as well just use it to snag a quick kill like that there. Although it is a level 5 Lich who's having a very rough time.
It's okay. You know, Fiend Script at this stage of the game is your pseudo brain sap, according to what he just done there.
It's true. You know, Lich being level 5, 14 minutes into the game. If this is a pub, lots of spam pings are going out on this guy.
He has boots. Come on. He even has a windlace.
That's true. He's pretty fast. Pretty fast.
Allows him to get towards his death quicker.
You would think it would allow him to get towards experience range quicker too, but...
Oh, Seneko. Oh, that's beautiful. They couldn't get the Sinister Gaze in time. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, Chu will fall at least, but they thought the easy kill they'd find was the Bane there.
This is a really good timing for UVJ. The Shadow Fiend mech timing. Maybe they'll go with the Greaves, but looking to fight around this. There's very few heroes that power spike this hard. Shadow Fiend is... They go for a smoke. So they have the Doom, Shadow Fiend Mechanism. They have Pangolier with his Rolling Thunder, Jug, Omni Slash.
It was under a ward, though.
This should be a free mid tower, though, even though it's under a ward. So they do have the Sentry here.
He's got the split.
They can get Blizzy.
They need to throw out the Doom straight on him. He's going to cut the trees, though. They're looking to move in. Nightmare's going to come out. Charge up the Requiem. Split's going to come out, though. They're trying to move in. They throw out the Doom onto the Medusa, but she's going to stand her ground in the middle of the Wukong command to protect her. It's actually going to be Doom going down. The Bane did fall as well. Cycloned up in the air. Juggernaut can't do anything, and the Royal Thunder is running out. Swashbuckle to escape, but has to leave behind the Lich, and will have to leave behind Palantimos, who throws out the Omni Slash. They're going to tank it with the Bruise, but it doesn't work. Magical staying alive still. It's going to try and move away, but the spin comes out. Should be enough to kill him off. Pikachu slowed down by the Diffusal will fall. The Impale ensures that will happen, and lol, they'll turn around with a Boundless Strike through Crystallize, gets the kill into the Shadow Fiend, but he's not done. He wants more. The Swashbuckle is there for lol. Going to try and move away, but they'll be able to pounce up on him and kill him off. A double kill for Crystallize in the end, and that was UVJ's initiation. Yes, they got the Medusa, but damn, it cost them a lot.
I don't think you doom the Medusa. Like I really don't. Why would she care if she's doomed? She has no spells to cast. Like Mystic Snake, Stone Gaze, she's still split-shotting you. She still has the mana shield. Like, she wants to tank the abilities at this point into the game. You need to doom the Brew. You need to doom the Monkey before the ulti. I think even Bane or Nyx would be more effective to doom. And I get why it's tempting, because she's the target you want to kill. So it's like, okay, doom that target. But I think what you do is you just doom everybody else and then kill her last. Because dooming her doesn't do anything to stop her from doing exactly what she would do otherwise in a team fight.
I think it was maybe just... It looked... From his positioning, you think about it, the only thing I can think was going through his mind is, my team is fully engaged. There's no way I can just go, okay, I'll save this for the next fight. We're all going to die.
Yeah.
And now he's going to die, as they don't feel threatened at all. That's the only move I can see that makes sense there. I mean, you know, maybe I'm just a 4K player. Maybe I don't see the other next level plan, but
if you want to talk like next level like team strategy sort of stuff, you probably look at that fight and you go, all right, we couldn't doom the panda because we didn't have vision. If we're going to go take a smoke fight like that from behind the tower, we need to have a ward. We need to place the ward immediately. We could see that NaVi even anticipated that they would do that. They pre-placed the sentry. So they actually anticipated that UVJ were going to do that exact movement. And I think even though the sentry is there, you place the ward, you still get vision of the brew, you doom the brew, and then that fight goes completely differently, even if the Monkey King gets the ult off like he did in the previous fight. They still kill the brew. The split did so much work in that fight. The jug was up for the entire fight.
And they knew that someone was there. That's the other thing. Like, you look at this area, they stopped here. Smoke broke. They knew that someone was in this area, and they just kind of hesitated. Instead, Bane comes towards them, gets a nightmare, and I mean, surely that's the stage at which you say just abort. Just get everyone out you can, because this is not our fight anymore.
Right. I think there's like a huge bait when it comes to like smoking. You feel like you're in position, you smoke, you don't want to waste it because, you know, they're a long cooldown. Like they're one of the most important resources in all of Dota. Not because of the cost of them, but because of the cooldown. So you want to use it, and it's like at a certain point, there's just a sunken cost associated with making a move that is bad because honestly, Blizzy cutting into the trees and breaking their smoke like that, and the Bane getting the Nightmare off, completely botched the initiation of UVJ. So at a certain point, I think you're right. Like you just say, all right, this sucks, but the situation is that we need to leave. That's just it. And now NaVi taking Roshan.
Yeah,
they do have vision of this though.
Well, there's not any easy way for them to interrupt it. Instead, the investments of NaVi pay off because that is the story at the end of the day. You know, it's like that scenario where you kind of bid on bad stock and you start to lose a little bit of value. You see that's like, okay, I won't cash it out. It'll recover. And instead, things are going from bad to worse for UVJ right now. They might be able to stop this, but they need to do it quick because if you just back away, they'll go back in. Yeah,
it's like the saying is, you're trying to catch a falling knife. It's like still a knife, you know? It's gonna cut you.
How deep they can't do him here. The Wukong's goes down and Pangolier gets stunned on the spot. The split was used. They need to find more, and they will. The Cyclone, perfect target. Shadow Fiend won't get a chance to use those Guardian Greaves again. They throw out the Chain Frost, but it's only a level 1 ultimate. They don't care too much about this. Wait, double kill for Crystallize. They should go back to the Woods of Pip. The buyback comes out because Doom's been caught as well. He went back in. Right, Carapace hits up by his own Scorched Earth. No chance to throw out the Doom. The spin onto Blizzy. They want this kill, but Plantamons is committing pretty deep. He has the Omni Slash. Will be forced to use it if he gets a chance. He's getting pretty low with the stun. And now, there it is, coming out with a level 2 ultimate, but ends up hitting the illusions of Magical. He'll chase the Pikachu. He can't die. He just bought back. He can't afford to go down. The Doom comes out after the buyback from Cheshire Cat. Straight into the Monkey King. Will force him away. Magical trying to finish off the kill, but the Guardian Grooves just in time to protect on the Shadow Fiend means that Magical needs to escape. Slow through the river to actually get away from this. Cheshire Cat down to half HP. Trying to disarm and move through onto the Medusa with the roll on fun. Next to the sides, he can actually bounce back and forth and lock on the spot, but he misses the follow-up. Gets him again, but Medusa's still so damn tanky. They'll finally get through her because NaVi have abandoned their core. Their Snake Lady will fall, and with that, do UVJ go into the Roach Pit? I think they do.
You are fighting with no Doom, no Lich ulti. Brew has no split, though. Medusa buys back, okay, so they do want to fight it.
They're not standing for this. They're like, no way are we giving this over free. Blizzy, no split for 55 seconds. We'll move in, clap onto 3 targets. But the Guardian Greaves comes out down to half HP. The Scissor Gaze locks him in. Monkey King looking to get him with this. Has the Balance Strike's going to hold on to it until Juggernaut comes out. Stuns him up, looking to move forward. They stop them from getting the Roach, but the buyback comes out from the Pangolier. Lantomos will make his escape, and I will crash. I will crash. I will crash at this time, Dota.
Nah, we're good. There's no fight. We're good. So they defend the Roche, and now they're just kind of chilling. Medusa's literally just farming Ancients. The Dire's farming on their side. Nothing's happening. They're all just farming, and NaVi is like extremely happy that they expend just the Medusa buyback, and it saves the Roche. So now Dire goes into the Roche pit. Now the Radiant, NaVi, they have their abilities up. Monkey King gets cut off the tree. Shadow Fiend nukes him out. Monkey King BKB pops the Wukong's command. Grip comes out onto the Pangolier. Juggernaut has no Omni Slash. Looks like SF is about to fall. Roche is really low. Crystallize sitting at about 140 HP.
Yeah, Crystallize can't stand up against it. Planamos gets him in the end, and actually it's looking a little bit bad for NaVi. They need to move away quickly. Bane Goes the wrong way. That's not where your base lies. You might look like an evil hero, but that doesn't mean you're on the dark side. Split comes out. Palandamos, he can't stand against this. Has to TP away just in time. And Black Archangel's going to be left behind as a sacrifice. There's a 2-for-2 trade in the end, but it's going to be 3-for-2 because they found the Doom. The buyback's going to come out from the Lich, but Cheshire Cat, he can't move away quick enough. He will fall. And Roche, oh, he's still sitting on a healthy 1800 HP, but not for long. NaVi, they may have actually secured the pit.
It looks like it. This Medusa's just too much of a problem. They don't have the damage to kill her. She's slowly poking and prodding at them as they're trying to fight.
That's cool. He gets it. And now Plantamos, he has the Omni Slash. He might have to use it. Since the case on the Medusa, trying to burn through that mana quickly. And there's a Guardian Greaves to ensure that they are not in trouble, but they end up going on illusion. Magical in the corner. They're going to try and move across now. Have the gaze though for 15 seconds. Jump in. We'll go over the kill on Juggernaut. Going to get pretty low. The healing wall will not protect him. And now the Requiem being used, but Magical doesn't care. Trying for the wrong Thunder coming out. Pangala going to move forward. Stun comes out on the Nyx. Chu turns around and just dies in the end. The BKB and Crystallize means he won't be locked on the spot though. Moving forward, looking on a Pikachu next. Guesses the wrong way. Shadow Fiend trying to escape this. Has Guardian Greaves in 3 seconds. We'll need it to try and stay alive here. But Crystallize is running him down. Nightmare so the whole team can get on top of him. Shadow Fiend will die.
No buyback. 77 seconds. Fortunately for the Dire, the mid lane is pushing in. And it's actually running away from the Radiant. Look at this. So unfortunate, this timing.
And they have no quick way of clearing it because Blizzy doesn't actually have the mana to instantly clap it down. Medusa is waiting for the creep wave, but I mean, if you actually have that creep wave, you're probably going to take the tier 3 tower. But now, Shadow Fiend should be back up in time.
Yeah, that's very convenient timing. Whoever pushed that out earlier on into the game, I'm sure it was somebody, and I'm sure it was intentional. Just they didn't think it would result in this, but they basically just secured their tier 3. Lucky. Good Dota, too, to just push out lanes.
Delving is pretty important. Juggernaut has been found. Balance strike. He's got barely any mana. He'll get just enough to get the spin off. Now trying to move away. Did give over the lifesteal with Crystallize. BKB activate going in. Stone Gaze as well. They're going to overroll Thunder just in time. But Doom, he can't throw out his ultimate. He's in trouble. He's going to go down to the crits. No! And he turns around and finds the kill in the lob because he got Stone Gazed as well. Lich can't escape either. They're going to find 4 kills on the UVJ. And we said before they might not be able to go high ground. But now NaVi might. They might find the 5th. Oh, he gets away. But that's 2 lanes. They're pushing 2 lanes at the same time. They'll converge in the end. They might actually manage to take a melee racks in this window.
How do you fight this? So if you're Doom, you have the Doom up. You do have Omni in 20 seconds, but NaVi have all of their abilities too. They didn't expend anything to get that. God, NaVi, they always back off and take the shrines, it seems. They just know how much gold influx you get for getting towers, how much you can get for just picking up all the bounties and getting the shrines, so you may as well just do the exact same thing, which is pressure high ground, except with an extra item.
I mean, it's a best of 3, right? You better play it safe, but more importantly, Blizzy's Midas was off cooldown.
That's true. That's true. You know, the blink doesn't matter that he's going to get Scotty on Medusa. He needed to get that 100, what is it, 120 now? 160.
It's
gonna be like,
I can't remember. They keep changing it. Medusa.
It's gonna be like
they're throwing
gold.
everything on her right now. The Omni Slash as well, trying for the kill, but Crystallize, he's tagging most of them with the Wukongs. He barely even feels it. They're shrugging all the damage off. Medusa might finally fall, but what have you done to this Monkey King? You haven't dealt with him at all. They'll try and just kite him out and move away. Plantamos trying to spin this one off, but Chu's chasing forward. He's got the Impale at the ready. Will he be able to find it? No. Plantamos moving too fast. There's going to be a pounce cross. Crystallize hits the mark with a boundless strike as well. Juggernaut is just gone. Dunzo. No way out of it. And on the side, they will lose law as well as the Pangoliers ran straight through by this brew. Hope turns around. Cheshire Cat just trying to move away. He's all alone in a sea of despair. No one to help you. No one to save you. NaVi, they might not have a Medusa, but they are definitely heading for your base again.
Yeah, it looks like you were right. Third game, almost always just a complete stomp. Like, since the laning phase ended, this has basically been just completely NaVi favored. Other than there was a brief window with the... Actually, no, it was pretty NaVi favored. Even with the mech on SF, they kind of screwed up that middle fight. And since then, it's been just death and destruction.
Yeah, it's been a sad tale. It's just... I mean, you got to look at this, right? You got those Guardian Greaves. It seems great, but where's your damage, right? You were trying to match this Medusa. She always had more fun. And even when you got the Diffusal, we saw it, right? They had to throw literally everything they had onto that Medusa kill. And by this point in the game, what have you got left for the Monkey King?
You know, Medusa's kind of like a bait carry. You just get this hero really farmed. You know that you're going to have to deal with her. It's like when we saw the Alch getting picked with Jug. Let's say Jug was actually doing well, and there's so much focus on the Alchemist, and then Jug just owns. Except in this game, it's actually working, and it's a Monkey King and not a Juggernaut. So
it's actually something useful.
Yeah, it's something useful. He drops that ulti, and like, anybody dies in that ultimate, especially if you get them in the center. Ooh.
So one benefit of the reboot we just quickly had to have is you get Naked Pango now, or at least I do. He's missing his shell, which is highly concerning.
I could go for a quick reboot then, for sure, just to give that a quick gander.
Is there any other
naked heroes?
No, it's just him. So we are. It's naked in the right areas if we don't want to be banned from Twitch. So we are still we're still approved for child viewing
within the guidelines.
Yeah, until you end up swearing again.
Just no chugging monsters. That's all.
I mean,
not on Twitch.
I don't think there's anything against that.
I mean, you do that. You do that unironically and without, you know, being on Twitch, right?
People assume I got a sponsorship at this point. I can tell you I haven't, and if Monster is watching, wouldn't mind it. Save me a lot of money each month.
When you're on your deathbed, the last thing that you're going to ask for is a...
I mean, when I'm on my deathbed, the last thing you're going to hear out of me is the noise of a monster can opening, basically. Nightmare, traded. Cool. Oh, the stun coming in. The Wukong's down as well. Shadow Fiend in trouble. The bounce strike. Fiend's grip as well. He can't even do anything but die here. And lol, that Roll on Thunder's going to run out soon. He needs to be careful. BKB on Crystallize still running the Stone Gaze as well. Means that Plantimos cannot even turn around and look to fight. He just needs to try and get out of range of this Skadi. He's got the Omni Slash, but how do you turn around the Magical? He has so much mana to work with, and you have no life left on your team. Shadow Fiend's going to go down. That's a dieback. Buyback coming out onto the Doom a little bit too late. Omni Slash, this is your last hurrah. A prayer in hell, maybe Crystallize. He'll stand his ground and fight. If he gets the lifesteal again, you know it's all over. They'll try for the kill, but it's maybe too late. Palantimos, yes, you get the kill, the Monkey King, but the dilemma is in reverse this time. Last time you ignored him and killed Medusa, and this time the Snake Lady reigns supreme.
I said it.
I think it's all over. There's no way they can stop this.
They don't have the numbers. Like, they literally don't have the numbers between their items and spells to take the HP numbers of Medusa and Monkey King to 0. They actually just don't have the numbers, legitimately. You would need to split Navi up, but they have no reason to split up. They can just run at your base. You know? Pango trying. He's trying his darndest. He's picking up the bounties, possibly.
Yeah, you know, just inflate those stats before you lose because it's a 30-second window. I don't think Navi necessarily go back here. No, they're going top. They want to end this right now. I mean, you have the means to deal with mega creeps, yes, but Roche up potentially in 15 seconds. You'll glyph. Okay, they're going to leave the base, but you need to interrupt this Roche or you're in trouble. You still have your shrine, but not for long.
This is crazy discipline from Navi. Just watching them back off all the time like this when they could just end the game. Because, once again, I know I've said it about a dozen times now, but if you can just afford like an extra item from Raxing your opponents, why wouldn't you? Like, why not just go with more of it? Because if you're just sitting on gold, that's not an advantage. It's just gold. It doesn't do anything unless you're a gambler.
Yeah, it's your effective net worth, right? Like, I'm looking at it right now, and they just picked up the Butterfly. Crystallized. Did he actually pick up another item? I don't think he did.
Butterfly Medusa. They got a Lotus Orb on Nyx Assassin. Panda doesn't have a new item, but he will have a Shiva's Guard soon.
Oh, look at this. This is the hurrah smoke. This is, if this doesn't work, we're breaking up. I don't want to be with you guys. Well, in fairness, they're in the winner bracket. It's not over for them if they do lose here, but this has to pay off. The problem is Navi is doing Roche too fast. They're trying to get on the high ground. But honestly, do Navi even go back? Or do they just go towards your base right now?
I mean, maybe they can find Blizzy, but he just has split.
Straight away, he's like, all right, Palantimos is here, which means the whole team must be. The Omni Slash out to Seneko alone. And in the end, they do get him, yes, but they won't get anyone else. The Wukong goes down, and now they need to escape. The Blade Fury to try and make it away. The Stone Gaze is there. Gonna scare away lol. He can't stares directly into the eyes of the Snake Lady, and he does. It may have been a mistake because he will have to give his life. The buyback was forced out the vein. But on the back line, there's still more heroes stuck here. Pikachu's gonna be stunned up as well. The movement through from Crystallize. Pikachu out of mana, and he will be out of life. Cheshire Cat just ignored the whole time. He didn't even use the Doom. The GG is called, and Navi take the series 2-1.
There's very little way to win a fight at that angle against the heroes of Navi after they Roche. It's just... They honestly needed some other heroes to, like, split up Navi at the point where they were... That's the problem with SF. When you pick SF with this, like, mech build, you want to end early, usually. But when you go into the late game, and you've just drafted an entire lineup around fighting, like, who splits up Navi? You can't with Jug, because you just get gripped. You can't with any of the other heroes because they don't have any way of split pushing. Like, Doom's not a split pusher, Shadow Fiend's not a split pusher if you go for the mech build. So you're just fighting into a 5-man lineup that just 5-man's better than you. That's GG.
Way to win the game. Yeah, it's just, I mean, we highlighted it. You highlight it, I highlight it. We all kind of looked at it and we like, this Medusa, you especially said, I think you called her just a distraction carry, basically, is that she's just drawing all this attention. She's inflating herself with all this gold. She's this giant pinata. But it's a pinata essentially made out of steel.
Yep. And
it's a conning pinata because you get inside and there's just another pinata inside that is the Monkey King.
Or it's like barbed wire that comes out and you eat it because it's like, well, I'm going to eat my prize, but then your mouth is just profusely bleeding because you're eating barbed wire. But it's like, you can't hit a steel pinata until it breaks and then not eat the prize. That's nuts.
You know what it is? It's basically just you're eating so much iron. Like, it's actually, no, there's steaks in there. You're eating all these steaks, and then all of a sudden, Monkey King walks in with a giant magnet, and you're just killed. Like, it just rips all the iron out of you. It's basically X-Men Magneto levels of death. There's no easy way for them to approach both of those carries. I feel like maybe the only way this would have, in fact, worked out for UVA is if they somehow just ramped up aggression in the early game and choked off the Monkey King. But he basically got a free lane.
Yeah. That was free. I mean, it's like playing rock, paper, scissors when the person has 2 hands that they can use. And instead of one of them being rock, paper, and scissors, it's just a Monkey King. Oh. How's that analogy?
I mean, I think you just need another energy drink and you'd be back on it. But before we get to the next series, we'll need a break. I'm looking at it now. Gambit versus Uvajenie will be the final series because we're covering the upper bracket. We'll have a short break and then we'll be back with that. So hang tight, dance around the room, do jumping jacks, chug a monster, chug a Red Bull. We're not actually sponsored by either. As far as I know, I'm not. So I'll just say all of them. If
you're listening, you know, the option is out there. We're just throwing it out there real quick.
But I'm going to go find some more drinks. Probably water, guys. Seriousness, drink water. It's healthy for you. And we'll be back shortly for Gambit versus Uvajenie. But before we get to that, we're going to snack. We're going to drink. We're going to secretly flame Uvajenie or NaVi behind their back. Wait, what am I talking about? We're not doing Uvajenie lost. What am I talking? We're not doing Uvajenie. We're doing upper bracket. Sorry, it's just like they typed hosting of one lobby, but they still haven't hosted the other lobby. So we'll be back with NaVi versus... If they're up against Gambit, who was the other one? Oh. Schedules. Give me a sec. See, this is like the longest hang on. NaVi versus... So,
Isn't it Gambit?
No, it is. Yeah, it's Decider. Yeah, it is. Sorry. I don't know why. I was thinking loser. My brain is a melt. All right? This is what happens when they don't give you clear outline schedule. Gambit versus Uvajenie is coming next, guys. Just stay tuned. God damn it.